Hey craft fairies, thank you so much for joining me. Here is the Cactus Dahlia and ornamental garden pottery from Spellbinders. 5 dies you will get from Susan. And remember, when you create with her flower dies, there's a number and it tells you how many times to cut that particular die out. So this one you need to cut out 3 times. This one you need to cut out 2 times. This one 2 times, and this one 2 times. Now for the baskets or the pots or anything, there's usually not a number there. Now that's if you want to make it the way that she designed it. However, do you be yourself and make it the way you like it. So I'm going to show you. I've already created a few here, so I'll show you this one that I made here, and you can use Susan's paper. She has a specialty cardstock paper. It is a paper, and I believe she calls it a stippled paper. So specialty, yes. So it comes as 80 pounds. It's 8.5 by 11. You get 10 sheets, and you can use any cardstock, but this is her specialty. I only use this when I color my flowers. So when I'm using like inks or markers to do it. Other than that, I use just colored cardstock. So but this is a pretty good, I love this paper. And yeah, so that's her cardstock. And it has, oh sorry, it has a texture. It has a texture to it. I believe it's called stippled. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it? It looks like a little bit of embossing, but it's a texture. There it is. So yeah, that doesn't have like any bad effect. It's actually good. So let's go ahead and create a floral. So like I said, I'm using regular 65-pound cardstock from Michaels. You do what works for you, but that's what I'm using. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to shape this flower. So this is the largest one. You need to cut it 3 times. I've already done it twice on here. I colored it and I shaped it. I'm going to show you how to do it. So I'm going to be using Susan's flower shaping kit. You can get this from Spellbinders. Anywhere where Spellbinders is sold, you can get it. So it comes with, I think this is my first Spellbinders video. I'm not sure. I have Susan's, a lot of her other florals. I haven't done any videos, but I do have them. So yeah, you'll definitely see more of my flower love. So you'll see more from me from her. So this is, I use this when I'm coloring the florals, you know, just to kind of keep the ink from getting somewhere. This is what you use to put some veins in your, this is called a leaf pad. I'll show you, we're going to be using that. Here is the shaping mold. Here are the tools. So you get your loop tools, you get your pokey, you get your ball tools in different shapes, and then you get the leaf. It looks like a sharp little pokey tool, but it's for putting veins. Here is the tooling one. Here are some scissors, some tweezers. This is everything that comes with it. That's why I'm showing you. Here is some reverse tweezers. And then here is the bag. It comes in a cute bag with Susan and the little ladybug. And that is for to keep everything in. And the little ladybug is a big symbol, a meaning for her. I'm not sure if you guys know, I'm not trying to make anybody feel sad or depressed, but she lost her daughter, and that little ladybug, she usually puts that ladybug on every card that she makes, and it's so special, so super cute. Not all of her kits come with the ladybug. Some of them do and some of them don't, but you should definitely get that if you don't have it. All right, so let's go ahead and start with the floral. So what you will need is the reverse tweezers. And what you're going to do, doesn't matter which side. She says to face downward. So that's what I'm going to do. And you're like, well, how is it down if it's the same color on both sides? Well, you could see where you cut. It's more like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like if you rub your finger, there's more friction on this side. So this is the wrong side. So I'm just going to take it, place the reverse tweezer on the petal, and then I'm just going to squeeze this downward. You see that? And if you want to do it on the right side up, then all you would do is the same thing. Put the reverse tweezers on it, but instead of squeezing the petal down, you're pushing it up. It comes out the same way. Okay, I hope that made sense. But I just like pressing down. And if you do hold this and it's sliding, don't hold on the grip, hold closer towards this end so you can hold it in place. So that's it. So you do this for every single flower. You just put this on and you just get your flower shape. That's if you want to shape them. You can leave them as is and it's still beautiful. But if you want that more Cactus Dahlia realistic look, that is what you do. So you get it just like that. And I'll show you again with this one that I colored, and I'll do it face up this time. So I've already colored it. So just see, I'm just squeezing up this time. But you still get that same shape. To me, you get the same shape. I don't see any difference which way you do it. It's just you have to press down one way and then up the other. So this is right side up. So you get the same one. Okay. So then after this, I'm going to go ahead and show you the color that I use. You can look up Cactus Dahlia and see the variety and many beautiful colors that God has given us of this precious flower. So let me go ahead. I have Distress ink, and this is in Candied Apple. And where is, I'm not sure. Oh, there it is. Okay. So I was working on some prior to the video, and I just have this blank card here that I use, and I should be using my glass mat. So yeah, just go on the edges, and if you look this flower up, you will see a dahlia that looks pretty much similar to this. It's more bright yellow, which was what I should have used, more bright yellow paper. And I like to do mine on the front and the back. You don't have to, but yeah, so that's it. So that's how you can color the centers of your dahlias. If you prefer, you can color the center of it. So that is how I color that. You can color it completely. That's just me because I saw a dahlia that had like the yellow and then that fire red on the end. So I was like, okay, that's what I would like to create. So that's it. Super easy, right? Now we will move on to shaping it. Okay, so I have my tool-in one and I have my shaping mat. And if you have other companies, reverse tweezers, flower forming tools, you can use that. Trust me, I have others. I have Crafter's Companion and I have Heartfelt Creations. So yeah. All right, so then what you'll do is just go in the center just a little bit. That's it. Or you could just go like that, but I say go like this. That's it. That's how I do it. Okay? So remember, you're going to do this for every floral. Now, to put the flower together, all you need to do, so for this one, it says take 3 of them. So remember, I did some off camera. So I have my 3. So I'm just going to take some glue, and I'm just going to put some glue in the center of that one. And you're just going to, you see this one looks like it's longer and skinnier. This one is a little shorter. This one's shorter and wider. Just offset it. Okay, see, this is the exact way. And then I'm just going to turn one of them around to offset it. Okay, and when you offset it, it should be minimal gaps in between the petals. And then I'm just put a little more glue here, and then I'm gonna offset this one again, so you could kind of turn it back to the original way. You see that? And you get this beautiful, beautiful cluster. Look at that. So pretty. And you could just leave it like this. Add a beautiful jewel, because you know I'm that bling. Or that fairy dust. Add some glitter in the center, or pearl, whatever, and make it whatever. You could even make this a mum, a sunflower. Like, there's so many flowers you could use this for. But that's the way. So that's 3 of them. But this is a very fluffy flower. Look at that. So beautiful. So then the next one says to cut this out twice. So you would need 2 of these sizes and 2 of these sizes, and you would do the same thing. Once you shape them and color them on the shaping tool, poke in the middle, like that. That's it. And then you will put these 2, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm not doing it, just a moment, why I'm not actually gluing it. You put that, and then you put this, and I mean, it's so many layers, and make sure you're offsetting them, right? That, and then this one says to cut out twice. So then we get to the smaller sizes, which you'll have this, and then you'll have 2 of those, and then you'll have 2 of these, and it goes that, and then you get the 2 little teeny tiny ones. So that was just a big enough flowering for me. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stop. So that's how you would do it. Excuse me, that's how you would do it. So I've already made a larger one here, and I want to kind of make this one another little larger one. So I'm just going to make it the way that I want it. But that's how you do it. You make it your own. She even tells you that, like, you don't have to be like, oh, I didn't make it right. That's just, if you want it super fluffy, then do it. So I would like to make a smaller one here. So I'm just going to use this. I'm going to take some of the smaller ones and build a smaller flower. See that? So you can make different sizes. And I'm going to put that one here. Okay, so then we have the smaller ones for the center, and we'll get these in. So smaller one here, smaller one there. You got your center, and then you got this one, and then put one here in the center. So there we go. So you see that? Cute. And then I have this one here. So then now I have some smaller ones here. Let me show you how I am going to make some little buds. Okay, so I'm going to move these to the side. So in the kit, in this, when you start cutting out the leaves and veins, let's go ahead and do that. So for the budding one, you're going to take these, and it's super easy. Take a smaller, well, no, this is the better one, ball tool. And just on the back of it, just go like this. Okay, and that'll just kind of give it a little bit of a curve, some dimension. Okay, so then now we'll take this flower and we'll just do this until we cup it. Okay, cup it, and then I'm going to do the same thing to this one, and you want a deep cup. Okay, so I'm going to put that to the side. And then we're going to go ahead and do the veining for the leaves. Okay, that. So I have some leaves here ready already. I'm going to put those to the side, and then I'm going to show you the ones that I'm going to do. So I cut this out in some glitter paper, and just a moment, I have a few more of these. So these are the tiniest ones. I'm going to go ahead and add these to my centers. And if you want to like make these larger ones more of a bud, a big bud, then all you would do is just bring them together, like super bring them together, like fold them really tight. So like you would just take it, not this one, but the larger ones if you want to make a bud, and just cup it. And then this one, I already have one. Okay, so let's work on the leaves. So this is your leaf pad. So I'm going to take this, like I said, I cut it out in some green glitter paper. So then you take this one out, and you take your, and you also get this cute little pouch to keep all your tools in, which is excellent. So you're going to take this one, which is your veining tool. You're going to put this in. Okay. And then what you do is you can, because it's glitter, I'm going to turn it over, but you can do it on either side. So I'm just going to go down the center and just make a line down the center of the leaf, and then you just make some lines like a real leaf, or well, it will really, the term is called veins. I'm saying lines, but you make some veins. You see that? And this is glitter paper, so it's kind of showing up, but when you use like regular green cardstock, you'll definitely see, or if you use Susan's paper in colored green, you'll definitely see the vein lines. So yeah, and sorry for those if you think I sound weird, I'm a little under the weather. Okay, and there's the vein lines. Done. So I'm going to move this out the way, and then we'll go ahead and start creating our beautiful card. Put everything, I don't like to leave this in because it's super sharp. I usually leave a loop tool in and the smallest ball tool. You can leave in whatever you want. You don't, have to follow that, but yeah. So close that up and put everything back in the bag so that you don't lose it. Actually, before I do that, let me shape my leaves. Sorry, I forgot about that part. So I gotta shape my leaves, and you don't have to do that, but it gives it the dimension if you're looking for dimension. So you take your leaves, turn them on the back side, and just kind of just roll around the paper, loosen up the fibers. That's it. Nothing fancy. That's all you do to every one of them. And I was actually supposed to plant some cactus dahlia this year, but I didn't get to do it. And right now, with this raining 40 days and 40 nights plus here in South Florida, it's just, my plants are dying. Like, I'm so okay. So I have here some 6x6 cards. There is that glitter paper that I use to cut my leaves, and then I have this here from my own stash. So they're from my own stash. So this is going to be a 6x6 card. So I want to keep this a 6x6, and I'm going to cut this down to a 5 3/4 by 5 3/4, and that's so that the background can show. So when you put it on, you'll have that beautiful glitter frame around the back. So let me go ahead and get that on. And this kit comes with that basket, and we are going to use that. So give me a moment. Okay, so I'll just get this on, center it as best I can, and get that on pretty. I forgot to use my oxide and do my edges before I glued it on. I'm so anxious to put the card together. So you could just kind of just gently go around your edges if you've already done it, or if you want to move the glue, which I could. Let me just take it off. It's easier. Nobody's gonna see that, so don't worry. Like, oh my god, it's ugly. All right, so I'm just going around the edges, just to kind of, and this is Tim Holtz Distress Oxide and Gathered Twigs. So it kind of looks like the brown that's already in this pattern paper, which is why I'm adding it. So you know, like I said, you do what you want. So then now we'll go back. So that is Gathered Twigs. So then now we'll go back and re-glue this. Now this glue is not always so forgiving, but because it's glitter paper and it takes a little longer to stick and dry to the glitter paper, I was able to have some time to move and to correct it. But if I would have used like some tape that's like not forgiving, I would have been like having to do it with it on. Okay, there we go. So then you want to grab your card base and get this glued onto your card base. So I have a 6x6 card base. get that on. Okay, looks great. The basket I have cut out in some pretty basket, some pretty paper, weaving paper that I have, and I don't know if you can see, but it's embossed. It has a little bit of embossing on it, even right there. If you use like a solid color, you'll be able to see it more. So I'm just gonna get this down with some foam tape, and I'm gonna put that at the bottom, right there, and one in the center. So yeah, okay. And this basket, you could actually use your little shaping pad or whatever and make it more like rounded if you like. So this is just give it some dimension. Cute. All right, so then I have all of my beautiful dahlias, and oh, here's one here that I did not even put together. Uh-oh, let me do that. So I got a lot of them, huh? Okay, so let me put these together. And obviously, if you're here, you're probably a fan of Susan's, or either you're a fan of me, which I totally appreciate. Thank you so much. But are you a Susan fan? Please let me know. Like I said, I have others of her floral dies that came out previously. So yeah, I think I am going to start doing more. I know I doing more of her flower videos because I love flowers. And yeah, so here we go. Let's get these on. So I kind of just want to see where I want to put them, and I mean, this is so pretty. It's a lot of flowers, and you can do however you want. So I'm going to use some hot glue to actually get these on. So you can tuck them in the basket. You can make them hang out of the basket. I'm not too worried about this part being shown. That is personal preference. The leaves come in 2 different sizes. Make sure you get your leaves in there. And I just thought that the glitter paper would definitely accentuate these beautiful bright color florals. And yeah, so you just go ahead and do your composition the way you would like. And like I said, I am using hot glue, my favorite. You might have to hold it down to kind of I have another card to show you, and I'm going to show you how to get it on with those the buds, the ones that we made with the little buds. So just give me a moment. There we go. Okay, so then I have this one. I'm going to figure that out in a moment. So then we have these. Remember, we made these and we have the little buds. So I need to get these in here as well. So before I do that, what I'm going to do is put just a little bit of glue. You can use wet glue, but because this is glitter paper, I'm just going to use hot glue, and you just cup it and just sit it on top of it. And then I'm going to, actually I think the other way I did it was, another way you do it too is just sit the glue on top of it, but then cup it, and then I like laid it on the side. I glued it on the side instead of more at the bottom, but either way it's fine. So then you'll just find a little, I'm putting a little glue on the back of that and just get that in there somewhere. Cute. And then this one the same way. Get a little bit of that hot glue on it and get that in there. And honestly, you might want to put some glue just to secure it, because you think about when you put it in your box or your 3D envelope, it's gonna it's super fragile. So yeah, so these are definitely some dimensional florals that you're gonna have to think about, you know, when you send them off, or if you know, when you mail them. So I have this other floral here. I might just sit that at the bottom and sit that with it like that. I think that's kind of cute. Kind of made one just like that. But yeah, you could use this basket also for any of your projects. You know, if you have any other company's florals, imagine using this basket with those and stuffing it with things other than florals, whatever you have in your die stash. So then I'll just get this under there like that. Super cute. And that's it. Look at that. So then you can take a happy birthday or a get well soon, or I found this, or a and I got one of these left, so I must have purposely did that. So get well soon or something, whatever. Happy birthday, happy summer, happy fall, happy spring, whatever, and use this for so many different occasions. So I'm going to put this last little bud on here, and then I'll show you the other card. So got that, get that situated, and then find a spot for this, and I guess I'll tuck that like right there. And then again, secure that so it's not all flopping around. All right, so we are done with our beautiful Cactus Dahlia card. Remove your glue webs when they're dry, when it's dry. So then here is the other one I did, and of course I had to do pink. So I did the same thing. So I used pink cardstock, 65 pounds from Michaels, and I took some ink, distress ink. I believe the color was picked raspberry, and I just went around the edges just like I did the other one. As you can see, here are the cute little buds. I added a butterfly, used my own papers, and see how I closed that one up and created a bud in the middle. So all you do is just close it up tighter, and then here is that debossing there on that pot. And then I went around the edges of the pot. I believe I used Vintage Photo for that one, and I kind of went over the debossing so it could show a little. And then as you can see, you see the veins in the florals. That is so that's, remember I told you you couldn't really see it on the glitter one. You can if you look closely, but when you use regular color cardstock or colored, if you color some yourself, you can see those veins perfect. So how cute is that? So those are my two Cactus Dahlia cards, and these are both 6x6 cards in case you're wondering. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you like this, and I hope to see you again. Bye.